All right. All right, guys. So thank you so much for hopping on this Zoom. And if you guys like this, being able to come on, and it'll be kind of different than this first one. But I'm almost like I'm wanting to do it where I can do a monthly Zoom with the new coaches so that you guys can come on and just ask me anything. Because I know sometimes it's tough to, like you'll have different questions that you want. Can you hear Braden back there? He's such a drama king. But different questions that you want to answer or have me answer, and the questions that you have, other people are having too. Okay, so there's no like silly question when it comes to this business. But I do want to let you guys know that I don't want you to wait until you have all of the answers to start moving your business forward, because I still don't know all the answers. Okay, sometimes when you guys ask me stuff, I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to have to go figure that out, right? Like I'm going to have to Google it or YouTube it or ask my upline, and then she might have to go ask someone. Like, you won't always know all of the answers, but hopefully after the Zoom, you guys will feel a little more relaxed. Oh my gosh, he's angry.
My boy left.
I'm going to go out and he's going to be sweating. Okay. So the first thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about was inviting to challenge groups. So some of you guys have been in the Fitaddicted lifestyle group with me. Some are also in my postpartum group. Like just a mixture. Some are doing the morning meltdown with me. Like you'll see me run different types of groups. But anything I'm doing, you guys are more than welcome to invite people to. Okay, so every once in a while, I'll have like a 3-week group that I pop up and I have people do 21-day fix. If you see me advertising for that, shoot me a text message and say, hey Meg, can I invite people to this? Because anything I'm doing, you guys can use, okay? But I want you guys to keep it super duper simple. Let's talk about the invites first, okay? Start with the people closest to you. So there's some people, I see Amy's on here, and Erin, and Kristen, and Kayla that have been coaches for a little bit longer, and then I see some baby coaches in my eyes like Gabriella, Malia, and I hope I'm saying that right, as well as Courtney. So everyone's kind of a mixture. Ashley, I see Ashley's on. And so some of you might think like, oh, I've already gone through my warm market. No, you haven't, guys. Even 10 years into this business, I have people who I have in like my warm circle, like my aunts and my uncles and some of my cousins that have never committed to a program with me that end up committing to it 10 years down the road, okay? Or like my best friends that just like a month or two ago that I went to college with decided to sign up with me, okay? So you're never gonna run out of your warm market. If you do, that means they're all signed up with you and moving their health and fitness forward, and that's awesome, okay? So don't overthink it, you guys. Start with the people closest to you that trust you, and anytime you need help responding back to people, text me, okay? You are never bothering me. Now, I will tell you, we have a strict thing at my home where, once I leave my office around like 3:34-ish, most days, I won't respond back to a text message until like 3 a.m. when I'm nursing Braden, or, if I have a late night call, I'll hop on and answer some text messages before that just to keep my sanity. So I'm not ignoring you. The other part of that is that if you text me and you don't hear back from me within 24 hours, or even if you Facebook message me or email me and you don't hear back from me within 24 hours and it's not the weekend, shoot me another text message or email, because I know we always are like, oh gosh, someone ignored me, right? We can see their message. I am the worst. Like I will open a text message and I will start responding back, and then like my kid will do something. Like Kaylee will go do something, Townley will go do something, Braden will go do something, and then I forget to respond back. So always follow up if you don't hear from me. You should hear from me within 24 hours, but if you don't, send me another text, okay? I want to make sure you guys know that. The other thing, you guys, is that there is a giant folder of resources that maybe you guys are not aware of, that if you go into the new and improved important Team Fitaddicted group, okay, and you go in there and you click on files, you're going to see, I think it's called Fitaddicted resources. There's a ton of resources for scripts to invite to challenge groups, scripts to invite to coaching, how to get a new coach started, just all these different resources for you in there. If you don't have your hands on that, make sure you go in and grab that, okay? Because anytime you have a question, it most likely is in those files, okay? So I will always direct you back there because I try to grab everything and put it in one spot, okay? So there's scripts in there to be able to help you message people, okay? So make sure that you start there and you look at those resources. Also, you guys, when you're using ShareCart, that's like the best thing that you can do, okay? So hopefully you all know how to use Share Cart. If you haven't, make sure that you go to YouTube and just type in Beachbody Share Cart, and there's like a 6-minute video, I think, from Scotty Hobbs. You should have all got that in your new coach training when you first signed up with me, that little checklist, but maybe for some reason the video didn't work. Make sure you watch that, because once you learn how to use Share Cart, it's going to be your best friend, because you can talk to people and say that, you know, they want the containers, the 21-day fixed containers added on, or the portion containers. They want the 3-day refresh. They want Energize added on. Instead of sending all these separate links, you can pretty much put it together in a pretty little bow, right? Like, you can just put it together for them. All they have to do is enter in their payment stuff. It makes the user, or it makes the experience for the user so nice, okay? So make sure that you're using Share Cart. If you're not, you're missing a huge boat right there, okay? The other thing that I want to make sure I mentioned, and I think that some of us might be missing this as well, because, you know, not everyone can afford the challenge pack, and I think we get discouraged, right? Where, they can't afford the challenge pack, and then we stop the conversation right there. You need to meet the customer where they're at. Okay, so what I like to do is I start with the challenge pack, because I really do believe that it's the best bang for their buck. They are getting everything. They're getting the nutrition, they're getting the workouts, they're getting either Shakeology or the performance line, everything together to be able to have their journey. Now, if someone tells me they can't afford it, I don't just say, okay, no worries, and then move on. I say, you know what? I know your goals were to lose 20 pounds, and while I do believe that the challenge pack is the best choice for you, let's find something that does work for you. Guys, there's so many different options. You can do Beachbody on demand for a year for $99. They get the workouts as well as the nutrition. Don't forget about that. They can also do 6 months. I don't have the price right off my head, but it's cheaper than that. 3 months for Beachbody on demand. You can have them do the 2-week trial that's free for Beachbody on demand. If you guys are wondering how you do that, they just go for, it will say like the $40 bod. And yes, they'll have to enter their credit card information, but if they cancel that before the 2 weeks are up, they will not be charged for, you know, moving on to like the 3-month bod, okay? So they can do the 2-week trial. They can try Clean Week. I was just having a conversation with another new coach about this, that you can do Clean Week. I think Jen's on here right now. And you can get it for $30, you guys. They can get a week of workouts, which some people repeat them over and over and over again. They are really a great basic workout. They get the nutrition plan for Clean Week, which is also a very simple meal plan to get people started out. It's not too overwhelming. It has really good recipes, and it's not like you feel like you're starving, okay? So they have the Clean Week meal plan, as well as 7 days worth of Shakeology, okay? So if someone tells you that they can't do a challenge pack, don't leave that conversation, okay? Because 1, you can still make commission off of something else, but 2, you're gonna be doing great customer service because you're helping that person find something that is going to work with them. And 9 times out of 10, if someone starts with Beachbody on Demand, they can join our challenge groups, which I'll talk about in a second, and they're going to see everyone else posting about their performance line, drinking Energize, drinking Hydrate, drinking Recovery. They're going to see people talking about Shakeology, and they're going to want to give it a go, okay? So don't think like, oh, just because they can't do the challenge pack, they can't join the challenge group. They absolutely can, okay? They absolutely can join that group. Okay, now for those of you that are like, okay, so let's talk about the challenge groups and running them. I have something set up that I started doing years ago with my brand new coaches, because I understand when you first come in, it's really overwhelming, right? So I don't want you to have to feel like you have to run your own challenge group. So I have something set up that I say, I do, we do, you do. Okay, so I do. Basically, your first couple months as a coach until you get comfortable, you can add people into the Fit Addict lifestyle. That's what my giant group is for, okay? All of my customers go in there. Coaches who were before customers that turned into coaches are in there. They add their customers in there and so forth, okay? So you can have them join that Fit Addict lifestyle group so you don't have to run your own group until you feel comfortable, okay? The good part of that is I already have it established, the daily posts and all that kind of jazz. And so you don't have to stress over that, because it can be really time consuming trying to run your own challenge group. And number 2, it's more fun. Like I see Amy in here, and I think Kristen's in there as well, and Erin, and probably a lot of you that are in there, it's more fun because it's a bigger group. You have more support. You have more people posting, which if you have a smaller group, sometimes it dies down pretty fast, and that can be discouraging because you're like, why is no one posting in here, right? Like I have 5 people in here and no one's posting besides me. This gives you a chance to add people in where the environment is already established and people see, oh, if they're posting, I'm going to post too. Okay, so you can add people into that group as long as you want. Then when you get comfortable, I let you decide. When you're comfortable, we can move to that we do stage where you can do 1 post a day. Or 1 post a week. So I have a couple coaches who are helping me out right now that have said, okay, I want to step up and be able to help you, Meg. So they do 1 post a day. I have challenge group templates already created that you can just grab it. I actually pay someone to create the challenge group templates for me. And you can just grab the post, put your own personality in it, and then put it up for the day. Okay, so it doesn't take you any extra time. All right, now that you do, what I do find is some coaches get to the point where they have 10, 15, 20 customers after a couple months of being in that Fit Addict lifestyle group, and they say, Meg, I'm ready to take it to the next level and do it on my own. I want to be the one that's coaching them. I want to kind of create this own environment for my team or for my clients. And so what they do is they would still have access to those templates as well as the ones from Beachbody. If you go in and you Google Beachbody Challenge Group Guides, that's all you have to say. Google Beachbody Challenge Group Guides. You'll see guides to 21 Day Fix, Morning Meltdown, 2B Mindset, Ultimate Portion Fix, like every single program that Beachbody has created, they have templates to be able to just copy and paste and put it into your group, okay? So you'll be able to do that at any time that you want. I have found that coaches do keep their customers in the group for a while just because they like the bigger group and the environment, okay? The other thing, you guys, is that sometimes we feel like we have to handhold our clients. What I will tell you I have had the most success with is checking in maybe once a week, okay, if that. You might be having conversations behind the scene on Instagram or Facebook or email or whatever, but checking in on them like once a week to just see how they're doing. And you don't have to do anything crazy, guys. Everything is laid out for you with the nutrition guides, with the workouts, everything's there for you. You're just the cheerleader, accountability partner for that person. So if they're not showing up in the group, send them a Facebook message or an email and just say, hey, I haven't noticed you've been posting in the group. Is everything okay? Or if it's someone, you have their cell phone number, okay? Shoot them a text message and say, hey, is everything okay? Because as their coach, we're the person that's supposed to hold them accountable. You will find some people just disappear, okay? And that's not abnormal. It's nothing to do with you. If you're doing your job as a coach and checking in on them and they're not checking into the group and they're not responding to your text messages or your emails or whatever, you're doing all that you can. Okay, and what I find is most of those people end up coming back a couple months later and say, you know, life just got too crazy. It wasn't the right time for me. Can I hop in now? Which absolutely they can. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to mention about that Fit Addict lifestyle group is that there is no start date. Okay, so what I like to do, because it's an ongoing group, it runs from month to month to month to month. So say someone joined with you in August and they get added into the group this coming Monday. Okay, because they buy their challenge pack and they have everything sent to them and they're good to go. And they start this coming Monday, August 19th, okay? And we add them into the group. They wouldn't have to wait for like September 9th or whatever. Like they can get started as soon as they possibly want to, okay? It's not like they have to wait to be able to like wait till September, okay? So that group is ongoing. It just keeps going, going, going. So if they join in August, they could stay as long as they want. Okay. And if you guys have any questions about this stuff, just put it in the chat bar. Okay. I'll go over it at the end. The other thing, you guys, is I had people ask me if I run like a specific group for a program. The only time I ever like branch out and do just one specific program, like for instance, Morning Meltdown, is when it's being launched. Okay. So Morning Meltdown just launched. I like to do kind of like a launch group and you guys get to add people in. Okay. And quite a few of you are in there with some of your clients actually. But just when it launches, okay, I'll do a Morning Meltdown specific group, or when, what's the next one that's coming out? The Work, I think it's called, in September. I'll have a specific launch group for that. After that launch group is over, they all go into the Fit Addict lifestyle group, okay? So they all pour into there. What I find is when you're doing a group that is just specific to one program, it doesn't allow more people to join, okay? So it might be good for like a one-time thing if you want to all do real-time 21-day fix together, but then you're going to want to pour them into a group where people are doing different programs, because what happens with the beauty of Beachbody On Demand is that people can roll from one workout to the next. So, you know, if I see Gabriella is doing Morning Meltdown and I was doing 21-day fix, I'm going to have my eyes set on Morning Meltdown because I see the moves, I see the results that she's getting, I see that she's enjoying it. So I'm going to hop over and do, you know, Morning Meltdown next time. Or I might see Amy doing Lift 4. You know, all of us love Lift 4. And I'm like, oh, okay, I have access to Lift 4. I'm going to hop over and do that after that. So that's the beauty of having kind of a multi-program group, especially with Beachbody On Demand, because people can hop from one program to the next, okay? Okay, so let's talk about one of the most important things, you guys, is how to keep yourself from getting super overwhelmed with this business and getting the work done that you need to as a new coach or, you know, growing coach. Guys, you're going to feel overwhelmed. That's normal. There's so many resources. There's so many tools. There's so many groups. There's so many notifications. Like, things are going on all the time. 2 things I would suggest. Number 1, when you are with your family, you put that phone down. Okay, you put that phone down. You put it on silence. You turn off those notifications. I actually go to the point where, because I have a watch in the phone, I will literally turn off the notifications, turn my phone upside down, take my watch off, so that when I'm with my family, I am present with them. And if I can teach you guys that right now, I'm going to save a lot of fights with your spouse later on, okay? Because I had to go through it. So what you do is turn off the notifications. But when you're working, you have those notifications on in your phone, okay? So turn off notifications when you're with your family. The other thing is, don't become a information absorber, if that makes sense. You want to make sure that you're taking the information in as you need it, okay? So don't feel like you have to like learn everything, like I said at the beginning, before you apply it. Learn it as you need to, okay? So if you are right now focusing on signing up customers and you're like, okay, I need to talk to customers. Okay, what's the template to invite people to a challenge group? Focus on that information, okay? Focus on that. Text me and say, you know, what would be the best way to invite people through a one-on-one message, which I have examples of that in that template. But, you know, what's the best way to do that? How would you suggest I post on Instagram stories? And the reason that I don't have all of that just laid out for you is that you're all so different. You know, like if I look at Ashley and I look at Amy and I look at Courtney, you all have different stories, okay? You have different journeys. You have different lifestyles. And I don't want to pigeonhole you guys into one thing and say, this is exactly how you should do it. Because that's not what Beachbody is. It's about you. Okay, it's about you and your lifestyle and your journey, and you're going to attract people like you, okay? Because you and I are probably pretty different, right? But you can look at what I'm doing and say, okay, how can I fit that into my life? How can I post about that on my social media, okay? So when you're putting up your invites to challenge groups, I want you to not worry about the wording, okay? But focus on being you. And then you'll learn as you go. So like I said, you're going to feel overwhelmed. Take the information in slowly, okay? Most important thing out of this entire thing, you guys, is you, okay? Focusing on you and your journey, because you're not going to be able to be successful as a Beachbody coach if you're not using
who got this for you?
Results. Now, when I'm saying results, I don't mean just weight loss, you guys, because there have been many, many, many coaches on our team, as well as coaches in the network that have never lost a pound. Okay, I think of Danielle Natoni, who was super duper fit when she started Beachbody, and she's still super duper fit 9-10 years later, okay? But the thing that she's had change is the inside of her, okay? Like, she said that she's become like just a better person in general, and she's become stronger and so forth. So you have to be showing results, you guys. Everyone has weight to lose. Focus on what else has changed, okay? Maybe you're someone who's training for a marathon, okay? And you're getting faster time. Share that. Those are your results, okay? Maybe you're someone like me that internalizes stress like crazy. But through these workouts, you're able to let go of some of that stress, okay? That's things that other people can relate to, okay? So make sure that you're sharing your journey authentically daily, okay? Now, I'm not saying like once or twice a week. I'm saying daily. And the reason that I say daily, you guys, is that we might know that we're doing the workouts every single day, but if you're not sharing that, your followers have no idea, okay? And they're weighing you out to see if you'd be a good coach. And if you're not posting every single day, right? And I'm not saying you have to be on social media all day. We'll get into that in a second. But you have to in the workouts, right? And you're actually showing up and eating healthy and drinking Shakeology. They're going to, they won't know it if they're not seeing it. Okay, we're painting a picture for people. So your journey, sharing it, I would say 1 time a day on Instagram and Facebook. It can be the same post on Facebook and Instagram. The only difference is that you use hashtags on Instagram and you don't use hashtags on Facebook, okay? So if you look at my social media, you guys, I literally take the same picture, the same status, like the same words, copy and paste it from my Facebook to my Instagram and upload it, right? And just add some hashtags on Instagram. That's the only difference, okay? Now, Instagram stories, that's where it's big right now, guys. If you go on YouTube, you can search, you know, how to gain more followers on Instagram. Look for, you know, posts or trainings that are like the last 2 to 3 months. You don't want anything over that because things change so often. You can find trainings on Instagram stories, like I said, 2 to 3 months from where we're at right now because things have changed. And take those things and apply it, okay? But you want to be doing Instagram stories, I would say 5 bare minimum throughout the day, okay? 5 bare minimum. If you think about that, you guys, a workout, 1. Shakeology, nutrition, something about your family, and then you can post maybe an inspirational quote. That's 5 of them, okay? And then you're done. But you want to spread it throughout the day, okay? So number 1 is your journey. Let's think about what you need to do every single day, your journey and sharing it authentically. Number 2, personal development. If you are not listening or reading something every single day, you guys, this business is going to feel very hard. Now, I don't mean like a romance novel. Okay? That's what I don't want you reading. I want you listening or reading something that's making you feel better, that's helping you, you know, become a better person inside and out. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy is one of my favorites. Get Over Your DAMN Self is another one. Girl Wash Your Face is great by Rachel Hollis. Girl Stop Apologizing. There's like a whole list that we're going to put in the new coach training starting on Monday. But like if you have already read all those books, shoot me a text message and we'll find a training for you. Or, I mean a personal development to read or listen to. But you have to be reading or listening to something every single day for at least 15 minutes. If you have a busy lifestyle, you guys, I get it. I have a 2-month-old, okay? And I also have a 3.5-year-old that is very, very, very needy, and a dog that's very needy at this point as well. I rarely have time to sit down and read a book, okay? And the thought of sitting and reading a book like stresses me out. So I use the app Audible. I have the app Audible when I'm getting ready in the morning, or I am doing the dishes, or I'm driving in the car, I'm listening to Audible, okay? So double up, you guys. Multitask. Listen to your personal development. Something else. That way you don't skip it. Okay, so number 2, every single day, doing your personal development. The other part of that is affirmations. And if you're doing the new coach training that's starting on Monday, we talk about this, okay? So we changed the new coach training to focus on some different stuff, and that's going to be one of the things is affirmations. The third thing, you guys, is inviting a bare minimum of 10 people per week. 10 people per week. To a challenge group. Okay, so bare minimum of 10. If you want your business to grow faster, I know there's people on here that like want this to be your full-time thing, you take that number of 10 and you multiply it by 20, or I mean by 2, 3, 4, 5 times, okay? And
they can see you.
Your business is going to grow faster because it really is the numbers. Out of 15 people you talk to, at this point, 1 to 2 are going to say yes, okay? So just multiply it, increase the number of people you're talking to, okay? Following up with the people you invite. So number 2 was inviting. Number 4 that you should be doing every single day, following up with the people that you invited earlier that week, okay? Whether it be on Wednesday or Tuesday or Monday, you follow up with those people and figure out, you know, what they're thinking about. If they're ready to commit, if they're maybe not ready to commit, meeting them where they're at, like we said at the beginning, and finding something that works for them, okay? Number 5 is adding to your network and making connections. I've had some of you guys message me and say, oh my God, I'm spending so much time doing this. Set your phone for 20 minutes. Okay, set your phone for 20 minutes and start doing the adding to your network, okay? It might not grow as fast as you'd like, okay? But 20 minutes is so doable as a brand new coach. I don't want you guys spending hours upon hours upon hours adding to your network. You might only get 3 or 4 followers every time you do that, but they're going to be quality people, right? Because you're going out and you're finding those people. The next thing, you guys, which is the last thing that I suggest doing every single day, is responding back to your messages. It's so important to respond back to the people that you're already building relationships with, that are asking you questions maybe about the workout clothing that you were wearing, or like even if it's not conversations about coaching or challenge groups, you're just having kind of a conversation back and forth about something completely random. You are building that relationship through your inbox, okay? So your inbox on Facebook, on Instagram, everything should be answered once a day. Now, listen to me. I said once a day. If you're someone, and this was my mistake as a brand new coach, oh God, I'm gonna go over 30 minutes. I'm going fast, guys. But if you are someone who is stuck to your phone, and this was a common mistake of mine as a brand new coach, let it go, okay? Once a day, get back to that person. Okay, so if you have someone that you're responding back and forth to like throughout the entire day, and you're like, where did my date go? I like had a whole conversation with this girl all day and she didn't end up signing up, right? That's happened all the time to me. Once a day, you guys. If it's someone who's meant to be a client or it's someone who's meant to be a coach, they will wait to hear back from you. I remember one of my coaches saying, Meg, when I first started getting started in the business, she said, I knew exactly when you were on Facebook every single day because I would get a message back from you at the same time every single day. So I would come on at that point and send you a message because I knew if I wanted to get a hold of Meg, I would get out at that point. That's smart business, you guys. Because if you're spending your entire day responding back to messages, when did you have time to do the other stuff, right?
And then
those other things have to happen. Okay, so once a day. Hopefully that took some stress out. The other part of this, you guys, is the success subsystem tracker. You guys are going to hear me talk about this all the fucking time, okay? The success subsystem tracker is something that you need to have it printed out, be using it. I don't expect you to have everything crossed off every single day. There's days where I don't get everything, okay? But those 6 things that I just talked about, those conversations together, right? And working out and drinking your Shakeology, that's up there, okay? Doing your personal development, making sure that you're doing your invites, making sure that you're following up, making sure that you're adding to your network and you're making connections, and then responding back to messages. Those are on there. Okay, so if there's days where you don't get everything else, that's okay. You've got, that was upside down, guys, but that you got the important things done. Working it. Okay, you got the things that are actually going to move your business forward done. Okay, I also don't expect you to do it 7 days a week. Okay, 5 days a week. 5 days a week. If you can do that, you're definitely going to see your business move forward. Time management tips, you guys. This is really, 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 really important. Make sure that you know, and if you were on my training on Tuesday, I'm not going to get into it in super big detail. Thank you, Chris, and I just grabbed them. Let's see. Okay. Letting me. I don't know if it'll let me mute. Oh, there we go. Okay. But so if you were on my training on Tuesday, if you didn't see the recording, make sure you ask me. But I did it on making sure that you're getting your ish done. And I go into detail about the power pockets as well as the 2 to 3 hours set aside. You need to figure out what works best for you, okay? So before I had children, I could sit down or wake up in the morning, especially when Telly was normal and 3.5, right? Like she would wake up at the same time before Brayden came. And I would wake up and I would get 2 hours before she woke up done in the business. And I knew every single day I could have those 2 hours set aside, right? Now that my life is kind of chaotic with a baby, and I know several of you have young babies as well, I know I have to work in power pockets, okay? So decide power pocket, or can I set aside 2 to 3 hours at a time to get the business done, okay? The other thing is planning out when you're going to work. I know, looking at the faces on here, there's 11 people on here, many of you, if not all of you, have told me what your goals are. Okay, so I know what you want to do with this business. If you're just waiting and saying, okay, I'm going to work when I can work, that's not going to work. Okay, you have to treat this business like a business in order for it to grow like a business, okay? I had to jump with both feet in and make that decision that there was no other option. Like, it was plan A, there was no plan B. It was going to work, and I had to show up every single day and treat it like a business, meaning you have to sit down and do those 6 things that I just talked about, okay, in order to see your business grow forward. If you're not doing those, it's not going to grow, okay? So the last thing about time management, you guys, is if you're someone who struggles to get going, use the timer on your phone, okay, and say, okay, I know that I want to send out 5 invites today. Turn on the timer on your phone and say, okay, I'm going to race against the clock. I'm going to send 5 invites before, my timer goes up, and give yourself like 6 or 7 minutes. Don't give yourself a ton of time. Don't say 20 minutes, I'm going to send 5 invites. No, that's not the best use of your time, okay? Invites should not take you a long time, you guys. Uh-oh, it's going off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, send the invite, okay? Because it does not take a lot of time to send out invites, and it's not hard, you guys. We tell ourselves it's like the hardest thing ever. Weigh that against what you actually want to achieve in your life and why you're building this business, okay? And say, is it hard for me to, like, what's harder? Someone ignoring me or saying something nasty to me, or the fact that I want to be home with my children, right? And weigh it. It's usually going to be, like, I want to be home with my children, so I'm going to send those invites, okay? Things to remember, you guys. Weekly invites, like I said before, bare minimum of 10, okay? Bare minimum of 10 to a challenge group, 5 to coaching, okay? So within a week, you're sending out 15 invites. That's only like 2 or 3 a day, you guys, if you're adding those together, okay? 5 days a week. That's nothing, 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 nothing. If you want to see the business grow faster, like I said, multiply that, okay? It really is a numbers game. Remember that out of 15 people you talk to, 1 to 2 are going to say yes. If you come to me and tell me that you invited 30 people and you had all of them ignore you or all of them say no, we need to change something up. It might be the wording, it might be the way that you're showing up on social media, something, okay? So if you're sending out invite after invite and you're having like no response or people saying no, you guys, text me. Send me a text message. We will figure it out together, okay? Because something's got to be tweaked. It's not that you suck, because there's been times that it's happened to me that I have to go back and be like, this is not working. Okay, I need to go back and tweak it, okay? But out of 15, 1 to 2 will say yes, okay? The other thing, you guys, is if we're not committed to improving ourselves through this journey, through daily and weekly using the Beachbody workouts and the performance line, the Shakeology and personal development and all that kind of stuff, it's going to make this business really freaking hard. Really, really hard. When I talk to coaches who are struggling in the business, it's because they've fallen off on their journey with Beachbody, right? And once you laser focus back in and say, you know what, I'm going to start pushing play. I'm going to make that commitment to myself. Because if you're feeling down in the dumps, maybe at this point in your business, or you're like brand new, right? And you're like, I don't even know, make that commitment to yourself, okay? It starts with believing in yourself and saying, you know what? I told myself I'm going to do, let me think of a morning Meltdown workout. Meltcon, I had that one today. I told myself I'm going to do Meltcon tomorrow at 5 a.m. and I usually sleep through my alarm. But you know what? The minute that alarm goes off, I'm going to actually show up and do it. Because that's how your confidence in yourself, you guys, as well as in the business, starts happening. By you making those commitments to yourself and sticking to them, okay? Because we're not going to let other people down, but we usually let ourselves down, right? So start it and say, I am not letting myself down. I'm showing up and I'm doing this. And it starts with that one decision, and then you do another decision, and another decision, and then you're like unstoppable because you actually stick to the things that you say you're going to do, okay? You're the testimony in this business of it working with the products, like inviting people who are clients and everything, as well as coaching. So if you are not showing progress, like I said, not just weight loss, but showing progress and sticking to the nutrition plans and sticking to the workouts and all that kind of stuff, this might be hard to hear. It was hard for me to hear because it took me a couple of years to see results with Beachbody. No one's going to want to join you, okay? Because they're going to be able to go to another coach who's actually showing up and getting those results, okay? So that might be hard to hear, you guys, but if you want this business to work, you need to hear it, okay? As well as the business. If you're someone who's been like teetering back and forth and you're like, I really want this business to work, take a look in the mirror and say, am I actually putting the time and effort in? Am I doing those 6 things that Meg was just talking about consistently over and over and over, and waiting and not getting discouraged and doing the best that I can to show people that I'm hitting emerald. And then I'm going to go emerald again. And then I'm going to go emerald again. And I'm actually growing my team. Because unfortunately, people are going to go to another coach who is bringing coaches on, right? And it just starts with one coach, you guys. You just have to make that decision and say, which Amy's signed up for her first coach today, woo woo. And I know Gabriella's had a couple as well. So it just starts with that decision, you guys, to say, I'm going to build my team. I think Courtney said she's about to sign one too, which is awesome, you guys. So start at some point. Okay. The other thing, you guys, that you need to know now is no means not right now. The people who are saying no to you right now, it's very discouraging, right? Where you're like, gosh, I thought that they would be great at coaching. Or I thought that they would they really need these products in their life, right? It means not right now. Okay. Some of you guys have been coaches long enough to know that those people come back around. They do. It usually takes 6 months or so, which it's okay, you guys. That's like the icing on the cake when they come back, because you're like, yes, finally, I'm so excited to help you, right? But it means not right now. Your job is not to convince people to sign up, okay? Your job is to show people this opportunity is out there so that when they're ready, when it's ready for them, the right time for them, okay? Not the right time for you, the right time for them, they will come back because you've been so consistently showing what this is doing for you, okay? The other thing, you guys, is that it takes 7 to 10 times for someone to hear something or see something before they sign up. I wish it was faster, but it's so true, you guys. You're going to have people, the same thing, that have been watching you for months. And then all of a sudden they come back and they're like, all right, I see that you're actually really doing this, right? Like I see that you've lost those 10, 15, 20 pounds that you said you were going to. Where do I sign up, right? And they want to actually get details, but it takes time, okay? It's not instant gratification. The other thing, you guys, and I got just a couple more and then we're done, is that you do not want to wait until you have all the answers to start. That's what I said before. This is the kind of business that you have to learn as you go. You can't wait until all your ducks are in a row. You just kind of have to jump and find your wings on the way down, okay? So you have so many resources. You've got Google, you've got YouTube, you've got FAQs. One of the things I think has helped me be successful in this business is that I rarely have everything figured out. I will put a challenge group out there before I even have any idea of what we're going to do in the challenge group, okay? Because I'm not afraid to put it out there and see if people are interested and figure it out as we go, okay? And I want you guys to feel that way too, because you will figure it out. You will figure it out, okay? This business is your business. You get to pick the pace. I'm your upline, okay? I'm your upline, I'm your mentor. I'm not a micromanager. I will not chase you down. I will not say, like if you disappear on me, I'm not gonna, well, I'll reach out to you. But I'll say, hey, is everything okay? But you pick the pace. If you're someone who wants to walk, I will walk right next to you, okay? If you want it to take 4 or 5 months to get to Emerald, that's fine, it's your pace. If you're someone who wants this to be your full-time gig and you wanna go Emerald within a week, I'm going to help you, okay? So you get to pick the pace, and I'll just match your effort. The other thing that I've said many times, so I hope you guys take advantage of this, is that you can text me at any time. Like I think I have 16 unread text messages right now because it wasn't work time, but I will get back to them first thing in the morning, okay? So I'm always a text away. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention, you guys, is that our new coach mentorship. Some of you guys have gone through it, and it was a lot of information. What my friend Allison and I did when she was in town last week is we went through and we simplified the heck out of that new coach mentorship. Like we made it so super duper simple and so it's not time consuming at all, that if you have not been through that new coach mentorship, I highly suggest all 11 people and whoever watches this later goes through that 2-week training, because it's going to give you just the building blocks to go through without overwhelming you, okay? So make sure that you reach out to me that you want to be added into that, okay? Let me see if there's any questions. See, is there a cheat sheet of all the workout programs that you could help us guide people to the right one? I believe there is, and I think on Beachbody On Demand, which I have to write this down, Gabriella, so I remember to grab it for you guys, is make it like breaks it down for people, and I think Beachbody On Demand does this as well, where it asks like your goals. So it'll say like, do you want to lose weight? Do you want to tone up? Do you want more cardio? Do you want more strength training? And it kind of breaks it down for them and then shows them the programs that are available with those descriptions. So you don't really have to do it, but I believe there's also some cheat sheets. So I will pull those up and give them to you guys. Okay, I got the Rise Up Planner. Is that good? So the Rise Up Planner is amazing. That's why by Morak, I can never say her last name. That's a really good planner. I use Kate Bullard. She's one of ours. She's one of our own. And she has this planner. And I'm glad you guys brought this up because I'll mention something to you guys at the end. A little fun challenge for you all. But it's just this, I think I don't know what she calls it, the Hustle Heart Planner maybe, and I can give you guys the link to that, but I love the way that this planner is set up because it has, let me pull it open, it won't say the Success Club System Tracker stuff on it like it does. This was her first version and she had to change it, but it'll have these blanks, so it won't say Workout, Shakeology, whatever, but it'll have all these bubbles, so you can literally take your Success Club System Tracker and put all of that stuff right down the line, okay? So you have it all right there for you guys in little bubbles. You can put the names of people you're tracking. You can put, you can track like who's actually joined you, your successful points, all this stuff. And then on the other side, it's your actual calendar. So the reason I like this one over the Rise Up Planner is that it's just more geared towards coaching. I loved it. I love it. I love it. I've seen my business grow since starting it within the last, I think I've been doing it for 3 months. Okay, so it's what's keeping me sane with having a little one. Now my challenge to you guys, okay, is that it's August 15th. We have 16 days, right? 16 days left in August. Anyone who hits Success Club this month okay, so you can do one or the other, or you can do both of them if you really want to see things grow fast. Bring on 2 coaches. So Amy already has one down. So either hit Success Club or bring on 2 coaches or do both. You will get one of these Rise Up planners from me. Okay, so if you're someone who already has the Rise Up planner and you're like, oh man, we'll find something else. Okay, we'll do something cute and something different. Just let me know. But this Rise Up planner is amazing. And I want to be able to give you guys that tool so that you can watch your business grow. Okay, so any other questions, you guys? Yes, no? Okay, so what I'm hoping from this is you guys see that this is really simple. The reason that I see people fail in this business is that, number 1, they stop believing in themselves. Number 2, they complicate stuff. Okay, keep things super duper duper simple. Okay, when you catch yourself getting too complicated and too overwhelmed, take a deep breath, go back to the basics, okay, which is the Success Club System Tracker. Okay, all right, guys, I hope this was helpful. I will talk to you guys in the group. Feel free to text me. I'm always available. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.